did you make?
Pancakes.
What?
Take this one out. It's still cooking.
What?
You can have that one if you want.
That's insane. No, you can have that one.
Gotta feed these biceps.
The pancakes.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? You're a 10 out of 10, baby.
Aww.
I look like it's like the middle of winter. It's actually not. I'm being really pathetic right now. It's actually really sunny. I don't know if you can see. Well, it's just clouds. It is actually pretty hot, but I got this jumper or jacket from the op shop. What am I even talking about? I'm so out of it today. I've just done a little session at uni studying, and it was just horrible. I hardly got through what I wanted to get through. I was just distracted. I just wanted to go on my phone. I sat on my phone for like 30 minutes. Like, I didn't get through anything. So, I need to go to the gym or clear my head or something. So obviously I don't want to study. I'm not in the mind to study. So we're gonna go to the gym. Gonna do a little reset. See my mum. And then do another study session later. Because it's just not working for us today. Okay, bye! Yeah, that's true. That's
Which word?
true. The H word.
Don't say it.
You might know.
The door's on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Kids fault. Here's the door, and you open it up, and there's this little thing, so you can, if you want, you can put like a squishmallow or something there, but I don't want it. Then underneath here, pop it.
What's your favourite thing about the fort?
This is inside.
Oh, alright, Kit, I'm gonna go drink my pre-workout.
Okay, because you like pre-workout.
Yeah. I loved your tour. I think your tour was so good. Did you put creatine in it?
No, I thought you did already.
Angie, I don't know if you know, but Dad's not going to be home tonight. Dad's not going home tonight.
Oh yeah, I know. He's coming tomorrow midday.
No, he's going to come in the morning. He's got to come a little bit early to pack his bag and stuff.
Tasty?
Yeah, you don't get the frame?
Just in case, because we've got to pack 2 bags.
What it
We also got
do?
to pack one for something else.
What it do?
We watched
This is the thing. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to the gym. I have absolutely zero want to go right now. Like, oh. I will see you guys at the gym. Today we will be talking all things food. So I'm gonna go through 3 major points, and then I'm gonna go into like the cutting, bulking, that sort of side of it. All right, first things first, nobody knows it all. So you'll scroll through TikTok and everything, and you'll see keto, and you'll see people talking about calorie deficit and people talking about what works for them. You need to understand that everybody's different, and the things that might work for one PT and their clients might not work for you and your friends or your body. So take what I say with a grain of salt, because I'm actually going to reveal my calorie amounts and what I can eat to maintain cut and bulk, but my numbers will probably be different to yours unless you have the exact same body fat percentage, weight, height, ethnic background, gender as me. We're all going to vary, okay? So I thought I'd just say it there. You're going to hear a lot of also differing information, and you have to take it in and digest it and have rational thinking. So in my mind with keto, I go, okay, well, you have to cut out so many carbohydrates. And I go, well, I actually really enjoy carbohydrates, plus I find that they help me lift heavier. So why would it wouldn't make sense for me to cut out my carbohydrates. So you have to take in the information that I say and go, okay, is this realistic for me? And if it is, fuck, awesome. If it's not, sweet. Don't do it, don't use it, that's totally fine. So yeah, I thought I would insert that little point, and also it depends on everybody's activity level. So for example, for me, I have 5 days at uni where I'm sitting on my ass doing shit all. you know, mentally doing stuff, but physically doing shit all. I then work 2 days at the pharmacy where I'm walking, and I work out and lift heavy weights 5 days a week. So you could say my activity is moderate, balanced out from the uni and the job and gym. And, you know, this could be compared to somebody who works 5 days in an office job and their exercise is a walk, maybe twice a week. They would have light to moderate exercise levels. Or somebody who is a tradie and they work out every single day, and on the weekends they're down at the gym or taking their dog to the park or with their kids, their activity level would be high. So you have to take into consideration your activity level when you are calculating the amount of food that you're supposed to eat, because, you know, they don't contribute to how different people's lives are and how much they should be consuming.
Hello everyone. I have just had such a good quad session. Oh my goodness. I will take you all through it, but I really didn't want to go to the gym, and then now I've gone, and I'm so happy that I went. It was literally only men in there though, so I'm kind of like, ladies, where's my girls at the gym? Like, guys are great, but like, I really want my girls to come to the gym. That's okay. We will get there. We can do it. Hello. I couldn't leave and not show you this like fit.
What is a calorie? So a calorie is basically energy that you acquire from food or from a beverage or something that you ingest. It's energy that you acquire and then your body breaks it down and it provides that energy to your organs and your muscles and your tissues, and some of it is utilized, some of it is stored, and some of it is excreted. And every person requires a certain amount of energy to sustain life, to sustain their proper health, and then you also can consume a certain amount of calories to maintain at the body fat percentage that you are at, or you can increase that amount of food or energy or calories to store more fat, and that is where people lead to obesity and overweight and da-da-da-da, and that is how that occurs. So calories are basically energy, okay? That's the breakdown of it. A sub area of that is your macros and your micronutrients. So macronutrients includes your fats, your carbohydrates, and your protein. Your micronutrients includes your water-soluble vitamins, your fat-soluble vitamins, and your minerals such as calcium, magnesium, sulfur, etc. So with that knowledge in mind, there is obviously a lot of different fads and diets and just fucking bullshit out there about food, and people trying to, you know, make a quick buck off of a good book or a YouTube video and some clickbait. So how I'm actually going to break it down is I'm going to look at it with the perspective of a calorie intake. So I'm going to be talking about maintenance, cutting, bulking, and body recomp. I will not be talking about diets. I will not be talking about what is the perfect thing to do for you, because again, everybody's body's different. I'm just going to tell you how it fucking is, and you can do with that how you will, and you need to personalize it for your body. First things first, maintenance. So maintenance calories is the amount of calories that you also, by the fucking way, put your seatbelt on, because you're going to be fucking consuming some knowledge, okay? So get your notebook out, get your fucking diary out, because you're going to be taking some notes. I'm only kidding. Okay, so maintenance is the amount of calories that you consume to maintain the current physique, body fat percentage, and weight that you are. So it basically is sustaining life plus sustaining the current body composition that you are now. So you can actually use an online calculator. You pop in your ethnicity, your gender, your body fat on some of them, your weight, your height, and I think they ask about your activity level, depending on the, you know, whether you have to pay for them or whether it's a free one. I've used a few of them. They do seem pretty the same. You can always test it as well. So for me personally, my maintenance is 2100 calories. and that is the amount of calories I have to eat to not lose any weight or to not put on any weight, just to stay where I am currently right now with the body weight I am right now. So what I would do for this, if it were me, which it has been me, and it will be me when I go back to calorie tracking. I'm not currently tracking at the moment, but eventually I'll go back. For me, I think it's good to test your maintenance. So say for example, this calculator has told me I eat 2100 calories, which is 2100. They're the same number. Some people like to hear it differently because we're fucking stupid blonde bitches and we, 2100. What is that? Oh yeah, it's 2100. Girl, I did the same. Anyway, it's good to test your maintenance. So for example, I will eat at 2100 for 1 week. I will weigh myself at the start of the week and I'll weigh myself at the end of the week. If I am the exact same weight and I maintain that weight, therefore my maintenance calories are correct. You don't have to weigh yourself. You can do this through body photos, or you can just guesstimate. It's up to you. If you want to be specific, you could do a body fat composition test where you stand and you hold the 2 metal bars. It's really up to you and what works for your mental health. I think everyone should start here. So whether or not your goal is to lose weight or to put on weight, whatever your goal is, start with your maintenance. If you don't know your maintenance, how are you going to go either way? How are you going to lose weight if you don't even know what your maintenance is? So start at your maintenance, eat at that for a week, and then do with it what you will. So that moves me into cutting. So cutting is basically where the individual has the goal of losing weight. So whether that be, 5 kilos, 10 kilos, whatever, it's the goal of losing body fat. So it's basically where you gradually reduce the amount of calories that you're eating to reduce the body fat percentage. Obviously with this, it's inevitable that you will lose a bit of muscle mass. That's okay. But what some people do is they lift heavier, they take creatine, they ensure that they're having a good amount of protein to maintain that muscle mass level and just focus on losing body fat. But at the end of the day, you're reducing your calories, you most likely will reduce your muscle mass with that as well. Maybe not a whole lot, but maybe just a little bit. So with cutting, you're aiming to reduce your maintenance initially by about 10 to 15%. And then from there, probably about 50 to 100 kilos per every few weeks. So I'm going to give you an example because it might be a lot of information. If you're cutting, say for me, my maintenance is 2,100. So I would stick at that for about a week. Then I would go down to 1,900 calories, which is 10%. Then I would reduce by about 50 calories. So I'd go down to 1,850, then maybe 1,750. And then maybe the lowest I would go down to is 1,700. For me personally, I do not like to eat any lower than 1,700. I start to binge, I start to feel really hungry, I feel a lack of energy, and I feel like it's not sustainable. So that is for me personally. I do not like to go anywhere below 1,700. I think it's important here to note that when you're cutting, you have to actually make sure it's sustainable and realistic. So some people like to go into that dangerous zone of like for girls, like 1,400, 1,300, 1,200. Those are dangerous zones. You need to make sure that you're getting enough food to live, to go to uni, to study, to focus in class, to go to your job, to focus on your children, to focus on your health. So I know that some PTs out there will say, oh yeah, just do 1,300 for this week. But if you're eating 1,300, will you be able to focus at school? Maybe not. Maybe you need that extra 100 calories. So I really think you need to be careful here and ensure that you're eating at a level that is still livable and realistic and is going to actually allow you to live a good quality of life. On the other hand, cutting is not forever. So some people usually do it from about 8 to 12 weeks, maybe a little bit extra. It really depends on your goals. And often they do what we call is like a diet break, or it's like a break in the cut. So basically where you have a few days where you don't track, or where you increase your calories by 400. And it kind of, if you're eating at that really dangerous low calorie area, it gives you that chance to get that energy back. And yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of going as low as like 1,300. It just doesn't work for me. It really depends on your body. If you can eat that low, go for you, that's fine. But yeah, I'm not recommending it. So the end goal with cutting, once you reach your goal body fat percentage, this is when you go, cool, this is my starting point. I'm going to slowly work myself back up to my maintenance and hope that my body fat percentage doesn't increase to the point it was before. For example, I'm back, I'm down at 1700, I've just finished my cut. My body fat percentage is 20%. Say I started at 25%, so my body fat percentage now is at 20%. If I then go back to maintenance, I'm hoping that I might maybe put on 1% body fat and that I might, not increase my body fat percentage too much. And so you're trying to steady out your metabolic rate and be able to consume your maintenance calories without having that drastic big change in body fat, and to keep it where you were in your cut. Now we're going to go to the other way, which is bulking. So this is the complete opposite of cutting. Basically, you're increasing your food intake to build muscle so that when you eventually cut, you're cutting with extra muscle mass. And when you reduce the body fat, you have that like shredded look with big muscles, and you look pumped all the time because you've bulked, you've gotten all that muscle. Now we're going to lose that body fat, and we've still got all these big muscles left over. So it is scientifically, it's a good idea. So it's not a long-term thing. You shouldn't be eating it 4,000, 5,000 calories forever. I mean, unless you're a huge dude who needs that much. I don't need that much food. I would feel sick. But it's not a long-term thing. It's a thing that people use to gain muscle and then go back to their maintenance and eat normally, normal for them, and to still have that aesthetic of looking bulk and jacked and shredded. So it's where you increase your food by 10 to 15% every few weeks. Example again, my starting block is 2100. So every few weeks I would increase it by 100 to 200 calories. I'd eventually go up to maybe 3,000 calories. Okay? So the goal of this is to be so think about it. I'm going to say something that's like, whoa. The goal of bulking is actually to increase your maintenance calories. So with me here. My maintenance calories are at 2100. I go all the way up to 3,000, and then I'm going to slowly bring it back to a point where I can actually maybe I can eat 2,300 calories and maintain that body fat. So yeah, it is interesting that we can hopefully increase our maintenance and not put on any extra body fat by eating a little bit more. So yeah, it is interesting. I'm going to add in here, people often get the question of what is reverse dieting. So reverse dieting is when you are in a cut and you reverse back up to your maintenance calories. So you're dieting, but it's in reverse. So I'd add that in. There's also a concept called body recomposition. So this is basically where you eat at your maintenance calories and you're able to lose body fat whilst putting on lean muscle. This is a big topic and it's a little bit controversial. Some people say you can't do it, some people say you can do it. I'll talk about it in a future video. But it's a pretty cool concept, and I haven't actually personally tried it. But what I want to do is go and try it, and then I'll let you know. So what is the end goal? So for most people, it's aesthetic. They want to increase their maintenance calories, they want to look good, they want to have that extra muscle, and then eventually everyone would be able to intuitively eat. So intuitive eating is basically where you are able to guesstimate how much food your body needs depending on your goal. And you're able to not have to physically track and log everything that you eat. You are able to listen to your body, appreciate your hunger, appreciate when you're full, and really live without consciously thinking about every time you're consuming something, you have to be aware of calories, macros, etc. So what do I do? When I'm tracking, because currently at the moment I'm not tracking because I got tired of it. I'm being realistic. I will be beginning a cut soon to reduce my body fat percentage, and that's a personal thing. And what I do is I track my calories. I make sure that I'm getting at least 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilo. So I said about 114 grams of protein. And then the rest I fill with about 25% of my diet is fats and the rest is carbs. I do love carbs. It's just what I need to live. And I'll cut to a certain point where I feel that I'm content, 1,700 calories-ish. Then I'll slowly work back to my maintenance and then I'll bulk. That's the kind of goal we're going at the moment. Look, this is the point where I'm gonna take a bit of a outside perspective at this whole thing, because it is a bit of a fucking pain in the ass. This cutting, bulking thing is a pain in the ass. Does everyone need to do it? No. At the end of the day, if you can't be fucked to do the whole cutting, bulking, just eat what you think is healthy. And what I mean by that is get a good protein source, get some veggies, and get a good carb in: pasta, oats, potatoes, rice. Have a whole meal. Have 3 meals a day, 2 snacks. Bob's your uncle. Eat until you're full. Obviously, there's some people who have a hormonal disorder and being full is hard for them. That's obviously medical issues that I'm not going to go into. But at the end of the day, if you have a good veg source, good protein source with some, olive oil and a carb, you eat a whole range of food, life in moderation, chocolate here and there, you're okay. But obviously there is your exemptions, and I'm not going to go into those because I'm not a medical professional. I'm a pharmacy student, but not a pharmacist student. Anyway, pros and cons of cutting, bulking, maintenance. Pros: good idea. You get a good idea of what your body requires to live a healthy and fit life, and you're able to understand how much protein you need, what type of foods you need, etc. It also helps people with body image stuff. That's not a good way to say it. It helps you achieve the body that you want. So if you want that shredded look, you might have to track what you eat, and then you can get that perfect slim body. If you're a model, that's your occupation, then it might take that. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing. I'm not going to say it's a good thing. I'm just explaining that that's how it is. A con: it can promote an unhealthy and obsessed relationship with food, and it can trigger people. I'm not naive to the fact. I think if you feel triggered, if you feel that you are becoming compulsive, if you feel like intuitively something doesn't sit right with you, stop. Stop completely. We do not want to create an eating disorder because you feel like you have to track calories. You don't. If it gives you an eating disorder, you need to pull away and go, what is my goal here? My goal is to live a healthy, strong, fulfilling, energized life. Do I need to cut and bulk and track to do that? No. I need to just intuitively eat, be conscious of what I'm consuming, make sure that I am feeling full, that I'm consuming enough carbs, proteins, fats, a few little veggies and fruit here to get my micronutrients, and that I'm having a bit of enjoyment with a cake and a chocolate and whatever. You don't have to track to have a good fitness and gym life. But some people like it to achieve their body goals or their strength goals, and that's okay too. So I think as long as you have it in mind that you're living a healthy, energized, strong life, and your goal is to have a healthy relationship with food, not a toxic relationship with food, then you can either track or you don't have to track. Either or is fine. So yeah, I hope that's a good breakdown of what those 3 things are. I feel like it's so people don't talk about this stuff. Just break it down. Tell me what the fuck bulking is. So yeah, there you go. I'm going to do my favorite thing of this week. I literally just went to the gym and my favorite thing was a landmine hack squat. So basically, a landmine hack squat is where you have a barbell over your shoulder, you're leaning back and you're doing a squat. It is awesome. Check out my YouTube. I will post something about it there. On that note, thank you for listening. Have a fucking awesome day. Do something for yourself. Lots of love. Peace.